Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, where last time... Just fix my mic real quick. Where last time we met with Alexia, one of the premier nobles of Elutionera, and she invited us out on a date to the Battle Bliss, so... Sorry, Queen Galfrey, sorry, Richelieu. We have a new love now, and that is Alexia, because she already asked us on a date, and that's just how love works. The first one that asks is the one you fall in love with, or something. I don't know. I also realized that Ember and Trevor are no longer under the effects of Skullberry Pie, so they are not getting healed by it. So let's just do a little bit of healing on them. And then some serious wounds on you. Shoot 3 of them. Good. And then a moderate on Reggie here, just to boost him up a little bit there. Okay. Let's drop a save. And anyway, after Velexia, we came over to the House of Wicked Knowledge, which we believe to be Willidus's mansion. We have Greyboar with us, so let's go ahead and hop on in. The lock is familiar. These locks are used by monster traders from Katapesh, who want to ensure their most powerful beasts stay in their cages. It can be forced, but one delicate twist of a knife and done. It can't be forced. Oh. A hunt is a clash between the hunter's cunning and the shrewdness of the prey. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to the test in trying to subvert such expectations. Willidus has proven he understands this fundamental principle. The commander bursts through the front door and freezes. For all the tales about the mansion supposedly becoming a citadel, no one is there to assault the unwanted guests. There are no flying arrows, no chilling battle cries, and the expensive furniture hasn't been turned into makeshift barricades. The commander and his companions carefully examine the luxurious antechamber. There are 2 doors leading deeper into the mansion. One bears a symbol of a mirror, and the other a symbol of a knife. There is a bloody pigeon feather in front of the doors, and a note that contains 2 words. Welcome, assassin. Failed religion check. Okay. Damn. We rolled a 1 on that. Terrible. The significance of this symbolic greeting eludes the commander. He doesn't take much interest in the ritualistic signs and practices of demonic cults. I feel like I would, but whatever. The door slams shut loudly behind him. The commander decides to leave the mansion. Enters the door with the mirror symbol. Opens the door with the knife symbol. We're going to open the door with the knife symbol. They say that pets reflect the character and disposition of their owner. If this is true, then the lord of the mansion has a truly cruel and perverse disposition. The commander enters a spacious cellar filled with scattered bones and cages. All of them are wide open, and the creatures they once contained are freely roaming the room. They've all come from different planes. Some are monsters, some are mere animals, some are intelligent species. Yet all of them shamble around aimlessly. They pant loudly, and drool drips from their slack jaws and open mouths. Their horribly mutilated and scarred heads provide evidence as to the reason for this behavior. A merciless surgeon has opened their skulls and taken out most of their brains, leaving only the bits that govern the most base instincts, such as hunger, and these creatures are very hungry indeed. The commander decides to distract the monsters, to slip past the monsters, to scare away the monsters, to attack the monsters. We're going to try to scare them away, and we're going to succeed, because Ember's super scary. We would actually succeed at all the least, but we're going to try and scare him away. Barrett bursts out of the shadows with a spectacular leap and lands in the center of the room, where he draws his weapon and quickly puts several of the closest monsters out of their misery. He produces such a wild and bloodthirsty howl that even these mindless wretches are shaken to their core. Squealing pathetically, they hurry back into their cages, huddling in fear. The way is now free. 3 doors lead from this dark cellar, and its oppressive stink of blood and decay. The commander... Sorry, I just checking my recording. The commander decisively reaches out for the one marked with the symbol of a tooth-filled maw, a pair of scales, a mirror. Alright, that's 2 doors with a mirror. That's a little worrying. Do we want to go against scales or maw? Let's go against a maw. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference between an amateur and an expert is simply that the expert knows how to hide those mistakes in some deep, dark hole. It seems the commander has found the place where the lord of this mansion hides his mistakes. The walls of this room are splattered with blood up to the ceiling, and the floor is shaped like a funnel. There is a stand for steel poles with bloody hooks at their ends. Gravediggers use such tools to drag dead plague victims onto their corpse carts. With a sudden click, the stone door turns to ice, causing the commander to slip and slide down toward the giant gap in the center of the room, where it is now possible to discern a maw. It is a giant, round mouth with hundreds of long, sharp teeth, a massive throat, and staggeringly foul odor of hundreds and hundreds of decaying corpses. This maw is a gigantic corpse eater which gorges itself on the results of failed and unsuccessful experiments. The commander runs away, climbing up the slippery slopes, decides to fight the monster, looking for its most vulnerable spots, tries to restrain the monster by wedging a steel pole between its jaws. So we would succeed easily on the perception, which was my original thought, that we gotta fight this monster. We are the badass hero. We fight monsters. We don't run away or think. We just fight, looking for its most vulnerable spots. Barrett narrows his eyes and jumps straight toward the gaping maw of the beast. What at first seems to be a suicidal act turns out to be a flawlessly calculated attack. Barrett delivers a deadly blow to the creature's inner organs, causing something inside to burst with a loud squelch. With a chilling shriek, the monster dies, and its frightful jaw stops moving forever. I wish all creatures died like that. That'd be great. Something glimmers faintly within the fallen beast, catching the commander's eye. The crusader, who is brave enough to delve inside a carnivorous monster, is rewarded with a trinket that must have belonged to one of its victims. Apparently, the trinket was too durable to be chewed up and digested within the monster's putrid stomach. 3 doors with different symbols lead from the monster's lair. Upon reflection, the commander decides to open one bearing the symbol of a full moon. We got a golden chain with diamonds. Nice. The commander enters a magnificent bedroom and ends up knee-deep in a seemingly bottomless pile of soft blankets, fuzzy rugs, plump feather beds, and other covers of all sorts and shapes. They allure and promise the sweetest dreams, if only Barrett would lie down and close his eyes. It's a dangerous temptation. Anyone who allows these fluffy killers to put them to sleep won't wake up ever again. They will crawl over their victims, piling up around them, and then suffocate and smother them to death. Carving through a feather bed with his blade, the commander sees glistening flesh, and a thick ichor oozes out from the rend in the fabric. Yet no book has ever mentioned these strange, bizarre creatures. Succeeded at a lore nature check. The commander can only guess that this is the result of a strange experiment on some predatory swarm organism that disguises itself as something harmless and then preys on those it lures close. The commander decides that the best decision would be to carve a path through the room using his blade, to start a fire and escape from the room using the flames as a distraction, to find and destroy the leader of this strange swarm. I'm going to go with the lore nature check. Since we succeeded at this one, I feel like this is only natural, although there's a good chance we fail this one. Oof. Find and destroy. I already said we're going to go for it, so find and destroy the leader of this strange swarm. We have to roll a 13. Ooh. How close were we? Okay, we did well. The rugs bleed when carved up with a blade. They are a swarm or a pack, and therefore may have a leader. Barrett surges forward, allowing the hungry masses to smother and bury him under its weight while he doggedly presses ahead. At last, he finds a large purple cluster of flesh that resembles a giant brain. When touched, it wobbles and quivers like jelly. Barrett splits it open with a single decisive blow, and the wounded creature emits a barely audible, high-pitched squeal. The rug swarm bulges and convulses in pain, dying in terrible agony. It would seem these creatures had an invisible link, and destroying the brain doomed the whole brood. The commander decides to search the place. Who knows what secret compartments have been hidden beneath this repulsive mass of fabric and flesh? The search reveals a disguised niche, and inside it is a stack of papers. These are the journals of a mad surgeon who researched the brain of living creatures. The experiments described on these pages are as repulsive as they are enlightening for anyone who isn't too squeamish to finish the reading. 3 doors with different symbols lead from the master bedroom. The commander decides he would rather take his chances behind the one with... We have a sector's notes. How about that? The blazing fire. We are a Hell Knight. We're immune to fire. We ain't scared. The commander finds himself in a long stone passage. No traps are triggered by his careful steps. Yet, at the end of the passage, his vision grows blurry. The illusion of safety falls apart like a house of cards, revealing an endless fiery field, ashen mountains, rivers of lava, and magmatic volcanoes. Hot winds scorch his face. It is not difficult to conclude that this deadly place is the elemental plane of fire. Ash and volcanic rock tremble beneath the commander's feet, but walking on it seems safe enough for now. The only escape route is the distant 3-way arch of rough-hewn stone, containing the 3 familiar doors. However, in order to reach it, the commander must find a way past the river of fire, in which tiny islets of porous stone are just barely visible. The river spews out tongues of roaring flame that land on the banks and crystallize into dark glass. As a result, both banks of the river have become steep, jagged cliffs of obsidian. The commander has nothing left to do, but... it would have been cool if we had, like, an immunity to fire sort of thing. To get to the other side by jumping from islet to islet. To cross using the rocks scattered about the place. To walk along the banks looking for a ford guided by his knowledge of interplanar travel. Let's use our knowledge world. Cross using the rocks scattered about from place to place. I'll try to use my own skill as often as possible, I think, in these. It succeeded. Barrett oversees the bridge construction. Soon the river of lava is dammed up with a flimsy makeshift barricade of black rocks pooled from the banks. Molten lava licks at the obsidian dam, rising higher and higher and threatening to overwhelm it altogether. And yet, Barrett is a capable builder. The flimsy dam collapses only after the fiery river has been safely crossed. After reaching the stone portals, the commander has to decide which of the 3 doorways to enter. Eventually, he settles on the one with the symbol of... a boiling cauldron. The commander walks into an enormous kitchen. There are massive cauldrons with shiny, polished sides, and a tiny green flame flickers with a magical oven. The aroma of delicious spices beckons from the countless cupboards and shelves that line the walls. However, as soon as the commander enters the room, the cauldron's lids fly up into the air, blown off in powerful explosions. A nasty grayish pink slime oozes out of the open cauldrons, swelling up like dough. The slime flows down onto the floor, gathering up into massive clotted clusters, which then begin to crawl toward the commander. Barrett has never seen or read about such a creature before, I know it. It is reasonable to suggest that this was the outcome of a complicated and perverted magical experiment. The carnivorous slime was captured in a cave, subjected to magical transformation, and fed entirely with brain tissue. The commander decides to burn the monster in the magical oven using magical devices, which would succeed. Searches the kitchen for a poisonous concoction to use against the carnivorous slime. Probably would not succeed that. Searches the room for a safe escape route. I think we're going to go with use magical device. Barrett quickly uses the magical sigils controlling the oven to turn the small fire inside into a roaring green flame. Barrett hides behind it and lures the slime monster into the open oven. The monster fails to perceive the threat of fire and crawls inside, instantly beginning to bubble and boil. In a matter of moments, all that remains of the creature is a suffocating stench that still hangs in the air. After meticulously examining the food on the undisturbed shelves, the commander decides to rest. He takes the opportunity to recuperate and bandage his wounds. It is thinking ahead, rather than rushing forward recklessly, that separates able tacticians from those who rashly press on and perish. 2 doors lead from the kitchen. where it is apparently easier to be eaten than to eat. The commander chooses the one that is marked with the symbol of... We've already been to both of these, right? Let's go back to full moon. Blazing fire. Oh, we have to do this again. Is it the same check? We have to make this check again, huh? Let's try and do that again. Yep, good. A rod. The door doesn't budge. The commander forces it open with his weight and enters the same hall where this dangerous expedition first began. The cozy, comfortable setting in no way hints at the nightmares that awaited the commander inside the mansion. The door outside is wide open, and through the doorway, dark figures can be seen clutching weapons. All of this was nothing but a warm-up. The final, decisive battle is still to come. The commander prepares for a fight as he steps outside the accursed mansion. Okay, what's going on outside the mansion now? Hello, everybody. Willidus, there you are. The leader of this gang of demons is grotesquely disfigured, even by the standards of the Abyss. A disproportionately large and bloated head rests on a tiny disformed body, covered in bumps and furrows, like a shriveled walnut. What seems at first to be a mane of hair standing up on the end is revealed upon closer inspection to be bone needles sticking out from his pale, blistering skin. Where the mouth should be, there is instead a bony plate formed from yellowing teeth that have grown together. It protrudes out from his torn, lacerated lips. His voice appears to come from a slobbering, undulating hole in his neck, just beneath his chin. More bloody larvae showing up at my palace? I'm getting very tired of these visits. What a freak. Even I feel somewhat conflicted. Would killing this creature be an act of cruelty or mercy? I do not wish to show mercy to the scum that set me up. Who are you? After a snort of derision escapes from the creature's throat, and he makes a dismissive gesture with his hand, his dirty nails curling into long, thin spirals. You don't even know who you've decided to challenge? Let these words herald your imminent death, outsider. I am Willidus, the wizard, confidant, and advisor to the Lady in Shadow. I am also known as the Vivisector. Greybor smirks, not bothering to hide his contempt. So many words, I'll simply call you a corpse. Less impressive sounding, perhaps, but easier to remember. Why'd you turn your house into a trap? Why did you put a hit out on Derizend and give Greybor a faulty magical weapon? The demon hisses in frustration, spittle flying from the hole in his neck. Nonsense! Why would I want that idiot dead? What possessed him to think I'm the one who put a hit on him? And how dare you pathetic amateurs even think that a scheme of mine might possibly fail? If I truly wanted to kill Derizend, he'd be long gone. But no, I don't give a damn about anyone from that swarm of locusts. I expected such an answer. For some reason, whenever I corner these scoundrels and demand a reckoning, none of them are brave enough to own up to their crimes, and they never go quietly when I slit their throats. Your words reek of deceit. The demon's cloudy eyes flare with anger, and his smug giggles give way to a low, menacing growl. Soon we shall find out what your tiny, ridiculous, worm-eaten brains smell like. Kill him! The dwarf grins ominously, and he looks at the demon. There is no mercy in his eyes. I won't lie. I've been waiting for this moment. Tomorrow morning, my reputation will be spotless once again. Sweet dreams. Okay. Hopefully this isn't too hard. Alright, so Ember's up first. We want to hit him with something pretty strong right off the bat. Centered on a target point. No, we won't use that. Go with a nice strong Hellfire Ray. What do we got here? Butchers, Incubus Butchers. A lot of Incubus Butchers. Let's go after this one right here. Fantastic start. Alright, used haste. I don't like that. Demon Bane, this guy came right up to you. Show him the meaning of pain. Or not. Arvuchelet. Go ahead and use this on him. Give him a boost. Reggie. Attack this guy, kill him. Perfect. Alright, they're all going after him. That's fine. We'll actually have... We need to do relativity. Oh, one of them failed. That's actually really good. And do this as well. I think that's all you can do this round, right? We can go ahead and smite Willidus. And move up to him. Get in his face. Trevor. Oh, you're already raging. Good. Smite this one. Willidus is attacking Barrett. Perfect. Interesting that he decided to go with a melee attack. Good sneak attack damage there. Alright. Let's hit him with an AoE here. Or think about hitting him with an AoE. So this is lightning damage, right? Yeah, we need an AoE fire spell, really is what we need. It's unfortunate we don't have, like, Firestorm. That's all creatures. I don't have a better version of that, do I? No, this is all creatures too. We could go with a Burning Arc. That'll hit multiple. Let's try that. Burning Arc right here. Okay. It probably wasn't the best decision, really. Good job, Demon Bane. Kicking ass. Alright, Arushale. Go ahead and do that. And take a step back just in case. And attack this guy. Jesus, Arushale. Calm down. I'm just kidding. Don't calm down. Keep doing what you're doing. I like it. Alright, Barrett, you're going after him. Good start. 78 damage right off the bat. He's dead. Grey Boar, you're gonna go after your mark over here. And you miss. You're not supposed to miss. Scorching Ray on the last butcher. Ooh, almost got him. Grey Boar or Demon Bane, finish him off. Good. Ushale, finish Willidus off. The projection is that of a tall female demoness. Unlike many of her kind, she seems slimmer and less stocky in build. Upon closer examination, you realize that her thinness is caused by extreme emaciation, in which makes her look like a withered tree. The skin on her neck and wrists bear the marks of shackles, and her body is covered with flaming seals of Baphomet. Lowering her eyes, the demon addresses you quietly. Allow me to congratulate you. The short work you've made of Willidus proves you are a true professional. I am Horzala, and on behalf of the Assassin's Guild, I congratulate you, Grey Boar, on completing this contract. You fulfilled the order we received for Willidus' murder, and therefore you have the right to collect the bounty, even though you are not a guild member yourself. I am sure you also have many questions about what happened. I doubt our guild is hard to find. There is a notice board at its entrance, where the assassination contracts are posted. Who are you? I am Horzala, Baphomet's daughter. The projection looks you in the eye and adds in an aggrieved whisper, Horzala, not Hepzamira. She is my elder sister, but I doubt you're able to appreciate the true extent of my misfortune. I am also known as in Lucianira as the assistant and right hand of Yaz, the head of the Assassin's Guild. Do you know what happened here? I may know a thing or two, but we should discuss these matters inside the guild, not in public. Who's going to overhear us? The corpses? Why don't you come here and speak to us face to face instead of projecting an illusion? Or are you afraid we won't like your answers and will make you join Willidus? At the sight of the demon's sour expression, Greyboar gives an aggressive snort. We'll pay a visit to the Assassin's Guild. Thank you for your answer. The bounty awaits you. I'm not sure what reward awaits us, but I truly hope it's a considerable sum of gold, and not a meager payment served up at the end of a blade. Cool. Well, that was very simple, which I'm okay with. It's good to have a simple fight every now and then. Surprising that Willidus was so weak, but he was very weak. He didn't even have any good magical items. What kind of court mage was he? Take all of that. Alright, so Willidus is completed. The Assassin's Guild, where's that at? We answered at the Assassin's Guild, okay. Is it on the map? I don't see it anywhere. We got a portal up. Let's go check it out. Portal up. Lore Religion 40 DC. Jeez. That's a pretty good roll. I don't think we could have succeeded at that. Go ahead and unlock that chest for me.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
Alright, anything up here? I don't see anything. Maybe like up here somewhere. There's something. Let's try to turn around. Maybe it opens up something. No, I don't see anything up here. Alright, back down we go. Alright, that was very quick. I wasn't expecting it to be so fast. Ooh, we got a chest over here. Take that stuff. Dinosaur bones. Let's save it. What do we have here? Interesting. A little puzzle.
This war must end.
See if I can figure this out. Where would this even go? I don't even know. Oh? Oh. Does it go up to that thing? Get back down here. Wait, what just happened? Okay. I'm really bad at this, huh? I was hoping I'd just, like, luck out and get it. I keep getting this, but I never get those lined up out down there. I'm not gonna worry about this right now.
I can do this.
Let's keep moving. I'll look into that later. Just explore this area a little bit. I'm not gonna bow to you. Get out of my face. What's up here? Oh, there's a chest there. Stop. Alright, does it go anywhere? The keyhole on this magical pedestal is utterly unremarkable. If you insert the right key, the passage onward will likely appear. Okay, I guess I don't have the right key. Alright, so... unless we want to go pick up Woljif, go back and rest. We are done right now. In this area. What's this?
I think I did
The purple fog, just like the moon in the night sky, is a product of the will of the Lady in Shadow. She could give her realm any appearance, and she has chosen this one. Alright. Anything over here? I don't see anything this way. That's the abandoned mansion on that side. This goes up to the palace. Alright. Let us... Oh, can we use this? To the Battle Bliss. Let's go on our date. I was kind of expecting the Willidus mansion to take the whole episode. Had it all planned out. I was going to name this episode Willidus, and the next one, you know, the date or something. Now I'm going to have to think of something else. Alright. Hopefully we don't have to fight, because we have used a little bit of stuff. Not that much. We don't have any more haste, though, which is an issue. Come back to me, Battle Bliss Arena. There we go. Go ahead and leave. For your date, Valexia has exchanged her previous dress for an equally elegant outfit. The blood-red hue of her new gown seems particularly fitting considering the activities of the arena. There you are, Barrett. Let's hurry to the box reserved for distinguished guests. I am determined not to let you enjoy this spectacle from any other seats. Your dress is very elegant. You've chosen an interesting location for our date. Who's fighting in the arena today? Does it bother you that my companions have accompanied us on our date? Your new dress is very elegant. Okay. The demon blushes slightly and gives you a pleased smile. I am flattered that you noticed such things, especially here in the arena, where there are so many other sights to capture your attention. Speaking of which, the fight is about to start. Who's gonna win? I think it's gonna be the giant. The Titan looking guy. A fierce battle unfolds in the arena. The bloody freak surges forward, launching into a brutal attack against Atselm. Oh, I didn't even realize it was Atselm. Never mind, I'm rooting for Atselm. Atselm desperately tries to resist the onslaught, but the bloody freak is relentless. He strikes one furious blow after another, showing no signs of exhaustion or fatigue as he bears down upon his opponent. Atselm attempts to fight back against her enemy with quick, sudden attacks, but fails to find an opening. Her movements begin to slow, and her footsteps leave behind a crimson trail of blood. Valexia observes you closely. Her eyes sparkle with lively curiosity, and you are forced to turn your attention away from the fight as she asks, "Slavery is the cornerstone of our life in the Abyss, and the gladiator fights are a popular source of entertainment. How are such shows perceived on your homeland of Galarian? What's the view on slavery?" Slavery is disgusting. People hold different opinions about slavery in Galarian, but it is forbidden by law in many places. The idea of slavery offends my free spirit. I think slavery is a reasonable practice, but unfortunately not everyone on Galarian shares my opinion. Different lands and different nations have very different customs. It would be difficult to speak for all of them on this matter. What do you think of Alexia? Yeah. Let's go with the lawful one. Alexia looks slightly perplexed. But if these laws dictate the will of others, they restrict freedom. How is that different from the chains and shackles of slavery? Ah, this is all so complicated, but so exciting at the same time. I'd like to learn more about your world. It's an interesting thought about it. Go Atselm, kick his ass. With a victorious growl, the bloody freak hurls himself recklessly at his rival, who appears to be exhausted from her wounds. However, Atselm was merely feigning weakness. She dodges at the last moment and strikes a resounding blow. Blood gushes from the demon's wound, and his growl of rage gives way to a howl of desperation. Alexia glances disinterestedly at the arena, then returns her attention to you. She's clearly more interested in the conversation than in watching the fight. Nevertheless, even Galarians who are not enslaved are often forced to fight by those in authority, yet they still charge into battle with as much zeal as those two gladiators down in the arena. So tell me, what gives them the motivation to fight? What do they hope to achieve? Our conscience and our nobility leads us to battle. Well, I don't know about that. Those with honor will follow the orders of their sovereign and fight because it is their duty. Those who are worthy fight for their freedom. As for the rest, they fight because they are obedient to the will of their masters. Everyone fights for their own interests. They just pretend otherwise. I cannot see into the souls of others. That's not true. What would Barrett believe here? Probably the lawful one. It's between the lawful and the evil one. Or I think the evil one's maybe a more objective view of it. Right? It's not wrong. Everybody is fighting in one way or another for their own interest. Whether or not it's the ultimate motivation, I think it's a motivator, but I don't know if it's like the core motivation. Let's stick with the lawful. Those with honor will follow the orders of their sovereign and fight because it is their duty. The demon muses thoughtfully. To fight simply because something within your soul demands that you give your life for another. How incredibly strange and intriguing. Yeah, get him, Atselm. Go, go, go. She's kicking ass. Atselm, no longer putting on up a pretense of weakness, advances against the bloody freak, dealing him several painful blows. She strikes with precision, drawing blood but never delivering a fatal blow. The audience goes wild at Atselm as Atselm toys with her opponent, and the smell of blood hangs heavy in the air. There is no doubt that the merciless symphony of violence being played out in the arena will soon reach its deadly crescendo. Uh-oh. But the bloody freak isn't finished. He lets out a monstrous, bloodthirsty howl. It reverberates around the arena as he channels his powerful rage into one last brutal attack. He strikes as swift as lightning, and Atselm's flurry of blows is brought to a sudden halt. She sways slightly, then doubles over, as if embracing the blade that was just plunged through her body. Then, with another primal roar, the demon cuts her down, dispatching his weakened opponent with one powerful strike. Velexia watches Atselm closely. She muses thoughtfully. But every warrior will meet their death eventually. How do Galarians face the end of their life? Are they scared of death? Do they despise it? Or do they welcome it as a friend? The memories of the deceased live on through their deeds. There is no reason to be afraid of a worthy death. Death is the end, so we should live life to the fullest while there's still breath in our lungs. If you die, it just means that you were too stupid and lazy to avoid your own demise. This question is too complicated to answer without further contemplation. There is no reason to be afraid of a worthy death. Lexia nods approvingly. I love bravery. Cowardice and insecurity are so dull and predictable. Only true courage leads to unexpected results. The screams and howls of the crowd are deafening. The bloody freak, oblivious to his numerous wounds, basks in the admiration of the audience. The arena master's voice rings out across the battle bliss. All hail the winner! Hail the bloody freak! Is that in the same place we're at? It is. Oh, shit. Hepzibah rises from her place and announces loudly, I want this bloodthirsty fighter to be my servant. From now on, he is my slave, and anyone insolent enough to object will face my wrath. Do you want to outbid Hepzibah for this fierce gladiator? Having a formidable bodyguard is quite the status symbol in Lucianera. If you outbid Hepzibah for this gladiator, you'll wipe the smirk off her arrogant face. Yeah, let's wipe the smirk off her arrogant face. Velexia averts her gaze, but fails to hide her mischievous smile. What a positively delightful idea. I can't resist. Oh, what you do to me. You've discovered my weakness. Only moments ago, Hepzibah commanded the attention of the entire audience as she boasted about her power. However, when Velexia rises from her seat, all eyes turn towards the succubus. I dare to challenge the claim of the most esteemed Hepzibah. I am touched by this fighter's tenacity. He has found a way to my heart, and I wish to make him my bodyguard. If anyone dares to argue against my right to make such a claim, they can say it to my face. The arena master glances cautiously at Zamira, then he turns to Velexia and gives her a respectful nod. The crowd erupts into jeers and shouts, clearly enjoying the public humiliation of Baphomet's daughter. Zamira bellows and utters wild curses, and the sounds of her wrath shake the arena, but Velexia ignores her threats with a look of magnificent disdain and gives you a sly smile. That was so exciting. I enjoyed our time together here at the arena. However, I cannot resist the urge to appear with you somewhere in high society. I'm sure you wouldn't say no to attending a private reception with me at the Harem of Ardent Dreams. Shamira has prepared something special for her guests, and I would very much like for you to experience it with me. I shall wait for you at the Harem of the Ardent Dreams. You really must come. I simply won't take no for an answer. Velexia suddenly pauses. As she is about to leave, she turns toward you with a look of gentle reproach. Oh. You should have reminded me. I nearly forgot. After such a wonderful time together, you must become a regular guest. I insist. Please, accept this little gift as a reminder that the doors of my manor are always open to you. This coin is a key to the Deportation Arch located in the upper city. I would not normally give something like this to my ordinary guests, but there's nothing ordinary about you, is there? Awesome. And we have been invited to the Ardent Harem of the Ardent Dream, which is exactly where we need to get to, right? Let's take a look. Yep. Ardent Dream. Secure an audience at the Harem of the Ardent Dream. So are these two quests coming to a head here, or connecting, whatever? If that is the case, we probably want to maybe make sure we've done everything else we want to do before we go there, because that's going to lead to this, right? I guess this will probably happen after this, so we might have more chances. But I don't want to take that risk, right? So we'll need to find the Assassin's Guild. Does it tell us where this is? I'm not sure. It is timed, so we got to do this by the end of this chapter. So I'm assuming it's somewhere in this place. We'll have to look for that. Obviously, needs time to think. So let's go back to the Nexus. We'll rest. We'll take Woljif with us, and we'll start on his quest. And Woljif has Dimension Door, so we'll go around and do some Dimensional Door stuff too. There's a couple places in the lower slums we know about. There's the place on top of Sava Malek's mansion we know about. And I'll have to look in other places too. Alright, we don't see the Assassin's Guild in here anywhere, do we? No, nothing new. We also want to go talk to Zara, because we killed Willidus, right? That was her master. Let's go do that now, actually. Since we have Greybor with us. Okay, I'm back. And we're going to go in here, and we'll cut through the Bad Luck Tavern on our way to... I forget her name, but Willidus' old apprentice. I say old just because Willidus is dead. The Assassin's Guild. I don't know where that would be at. I haven't seen anything about it. Hello? Is that you? I didn't hear your footsteps. Ishiar was speaking to me. No? Show some respect. The demon falls silent, but surprised, and finally answers. I don't know you. I've had no dealings with you. I've never seen you kill anyone save for those pestilent those putrescent rats. Putrescent? Why should I respect you? Because of stories about some strange, dull world that is of absolutely no interest to me? How are you, Zorgus? I want to help this kid. Guess we can't. Oh well. Alright. And I guess we can't inform her of Willidus' demise. Whatever. Fine. Let's go back to the Nexus. Has it been several days yet? Can we talk to Ruchelet? I don't know. I feel like we're getting closer to the climax of this chapter. If these two quests do get completed both at the same time in the Ardent Dream. or the harem of the Ardent Dream. I think we'll be getting nearer towards the end. And then we gotta go to Nocticula and probably kill her, because, you know, that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, she is a demon lord. Like, we could kill her. I doubt we could kill her. Yet. Unless we get our, you know, some mythic power up. Okay, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna rest. We'll sell our stuff to Woljif. Yeah, this one. Do we need the Defiler? I don't think we have anybody who's gonna keep it or use it, so we'll sell it. I mean, it could be good for who is it? Dayron, right? He doesn't use maces, but like we could just give it to him. I don't know if he's proficient with maces though. He might not even be able to use it. We could check actually, can't we? Yeah, we have to do. He could wear it. He could use it. Could I give it to you and you just hold on to it? We'll give you medium encumbrance, but or can we not do this in here? We'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll try and give it to him, or he can just hold on to it. And don't need this stuff. I think that's all we got. We got this. You can have that. All these. Black pearl pendant. That too. Sure, there you go. We did get vivisector notes, didn't we? We're gonna need to do a reading chapter one of these days. Soon. Not right now. Maybe we'll say that when we get back to Dresden. More skullberry pie. Yeah, I like skullberry pie. We'll keep making that. Yep, okay.
You're a good man, Soziel. But I'm tormented by thoughts of how I would have broken you, how I would have destroyed you and mocked your goodness. I feel like I've wronged you.
Oh, man.
I know. The old Urushule would have done those things. But you are a different person. I can see that. I trust you.
Oh. And she said his name. Socio. Oh, talk to Urushule in the Nexus. A conversation with him. Oh. I've been thinking, and, well, you see, I wanted, what I'm trying to say is, extremely embarrassed, Urushule's voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she is saying. Relax. Now, summon your courage and tell me what you wanted to say. It's alright. Don't be afraid. Whatever you want to say to me, I won't be mad at you. Stop mumbling and start talking. You're wasting my time. It's alright. I know that. Thanks. After several deep inhales and exhales, Urushule finally pulls herself together and bursts out. I need to go back to my dream, and come with me, please. You look so sweet when you're all shy. Barrett, it's not the time, buddy. Keep it in your pants. We've already been inside your dream several times. Why is it so hard for you to talk about it all of a sudden? You finally figured out what you want to do with the table? I don't have time to do this for now. I don't have time for this now. Deal with your dreams just by yourself. You finally figured out what you want to do with your table? No, it remains a mystery to me. But I had another idea. Something I can't do alone. I thought... This is going to sound odd, and I doubt dreams would even work like this, but... What if I try to fall asleep inside my dream? To dive deeper into the dream world? What could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Desna herself, or even me? The real me? But the problem is, the succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't get scared of what is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of monster I used to be, and still accepts me. Someone... You know, sleeping isn't the only thing you can do in a dream. In the dream world, your kiss won't be deadly, will it? Oh man, you need someone you can trust. Keep it in your pants, Barrett. She's trying to deal with other shit right now. She doesn't need you flirting. You need someone you can trust. Of course I'll help you. Let's go. Absolutely not. I'm a bad choice for that. Find someone else. You need someone you can trust. Usually nods. Yes. Will you help me? Right now, or else I won't ever work up the courage again. Of course I'll help. Let's go. Ursula's hot fingers touch your hand, and both of you immediately fall into a dream. Ursula's dream is still empty. Uh-oh, what's going on here? The faint, smoky smell of burnt dreams still linger in the air. Ursula throws a cautious glance into the darkness where her nightmares lurk, but there's nothing to see right now. They're there. I know it, she says in an almost inaudible whisper. Ursula lies with her head on your lap. You see the fearfulness in her eyes. They'll come. I know it. Don't let them get me, please. Go to sleep. I'll guard you. Thank you. She closes her eyes and falls asleep instantly. It's the first time you've ever seen her sleeping. Her face is unmarked by sadness, worry, or embarrassment. Sleeping within her dream, Ursula seems at peace and completely innocent. She's so beautiful, isn't she? You can barely make out the feature of the shadow standing before you. A sturdy man in his 40s in a rusty mail shirt. His eyes are two gaping holes oozing with pus. More than anything in the world, I loved watching her. She knew that, and that's why she took my eyes. Do you believe me? Say nothing. Are you hoping I'll go away if you just ignore me? More and more shadows emerge from the darkness, their bodies deformed, mutilated. We don't care about you. We are dead. We are not even here. Oh, I tell a lie. We are not part of reality anymore, but now we're right here with you. The shadow points his fingers at the sleeping girl's temple, as if taking aim with a crossbow, and this is the place we'll never disappear from. She will not forget me. She won't forget any of us. Won't ever forgive herself for what she did. The head of this monster is a haunted house, and if you are going to be with her, you'll have to share this burden. Guilt, regret, memories. Think hard. Do you really want her and all this baggage? Are all of you her victims? What did she do to you? I'll help her live with these memories. With me, she'll make new memories of good deeds and happy days. I'll think about what you've said. Say nothing. Are all of you her victims? What did she do to you? The congregation of shadows begins to move. Maimed bodies and despair-stricken faces surround you. From every side you hear a choir of voices listing Ursula's crimes. She broke my legs and left me to die of thirst. Made me watch her kill my family. Desecrated the temple of my deity with my intestines. Mutilated, tortured, burned, violated, drove to madness, murdered. I'll help her live with these memories. You think it will be easier if you're together. A shadow emerges from the crowd. It looks somehow different from the others. It's a young woman in a loose robe with the sacred symbol of a butterfly on her chest. She looks dark, not like the darkness of despair, but like that of the night sky. You think back to when Ursula told you her story. You were both standing next to a grave. This must be the priestess whose death prompted Ursula's redemption. After our encounter, after Ursula killed me, and then realized how much evil she had wrought throughout her life, she fled to a desolated place. She hoped that being far from humans would help her avoid temptation, but all isolation can do is help her unclean her evil ways, unlearn her evil ways. Who, if not humans, can help her learn kindness and love? The priestess looks at you searchingly. Her eyes twinkle like stars. So this is you whom she chose to be her guide in the world of mortals. I hope she made the right choice. Yeah, me too. Are you the priestess who Ursula buried beneath the green gates? Ursula murdered you. Don't you hate her for that? Tell me, what is your name? Your eyes. Are you really just her nightmare? How can I help her find redemption? What is your name? The priestess makes an apologetic gesture. How can I tell you something she doesn't know? Are you the priestess who Ursula buried beneath the green gates? At least it is her image that I wear. I am just her memory, bitter, painful, but still bright. I am regret, but I am also hope. On the path that Ursula has taken, I am her sorrowful guiding star. Usually murdered you. Don't you hate her for that? That became her last crime, and her first step on the path to redemption. The last one she murdered, and the first one she felt sorry for. I am a sorrowful memory, but there is no hatred in me. Of course, I don't wish her any harm. Are you really just her nightmare? The priestess smiles mysteriously. This is the realm of dreams. There's no telling who you may encounter here. How can I help her? We are her sorrow, her conscience, her cruel companions who tormented her in exile. But you can never become her happiness. But you can become her happiness. We chase her away from her old crimes. But you should show her what she has never known, neither in the abyss nor in the wastelands. You've done so much for her already. You've shown her friendship, camaraderie, taught her to do great things. But now, you've made her dream of something more, something that is both beautiful and deadly. Can you become the one who will show her how to love? If you are not sure you're willing to follow this path all the way through, you had better step back now before you break her heart. Oh no. Oh no. The choice. Do we choose Urushiele? The only other option is Galfrey. I already forgot her name. Maybe I already made my choice. The Queen. We haven't spent a whole lot of time with the Queen. Right? We don't know the Queen enough to really say that we could have fallen in love with her or anything. I think we admire her. She did send us into the abyss. I understand why she sent us into the abyss, but she still did send us into the abyss in a kind of cruel manner. We couldn't even say goodbye or anything. It had to be right then, right there. And she probably has every expectation that we'll probably fail in here. She might hope we don't, but... And thinking about what we've gone through together with the Urushiele, I think there's a higher chance that he's fallen in love with her than Galfrey. Especially considering just how much is unknown with Galfrey. I don't feel that she's been entirely honest with us. Whereas Urushiele, I don't think she's told a lie to us, or even tried to. She may have been trying to like hide things from us out of fear, but whenever we've asked, she's told the truth that I can think of. And she's trusting us. And I think there's sort of, from like a storytelling point of view outside Barrett's head, I think there's sort of a poetic aspect to it, you know, a Hell Knight who's essentially a demon slayer, right? I mean, slayer of chaos, falling in love with a demon. You know, I mean, it's a little cliche to an extent, right? You know, it's forbidden love sort of thing, unlikely pairing, all that stuff. I love her, and I want to be with her. You love me? Urushiele looks up at you, her ruby eyes wide open. Her thin lips part, and she moves closer to your face, but forces herself to freeze. Her hot breath burns your cheek. The shadow steps aside and vanishes into the darkness. The dream dissipates. The last thing you hear is the priestess's voice saying, "Take care of her." Alright, we've gone down that path. The dream has faded away, and you are in the real world again. Urushiele looks at you, embarrassed, trying to find the right words. Thank you. Thank you for being with me, and there. What I did back there, or what I said back there, in the dream, is true. What did you see in your dream? Nothing. I expected to go to another, deeper part of the dream world, but I just slept. No dreams at all. I didn't see or hear anything. Only at the very end did I hear your voice. But it was the most important thing I have ever heard. Urushiele tries to suppress her smile. What I said back there in the dream world, it's true. I believe you. Usually smiles timidly. And I want you to know that I also... You are so... Blushing, she drops her eyes. Are you going to go back to the dream world? Perhaps. I don't know yet. There's nothing in there, after all. I guess I'll go back when I have a good reason to. Until then, let's just live in the real world. Welcome back to reality. Thank you. I think... Ursula looks away. I think I know why immortals compare the happiest moments of their lives to dreams. Alright, we have expressed our love for Ursula. That was nice. I liked that. That was really good. And I'm assuming that was Desna talking to us, or at least an aspect of Desna, or a servant of Desna was the priestess. But yeah, and now that we've gone with Ursula, there's no way in hell, no matter what happens with the queen, that I'm going to be an ass and break her heart by choosing the queen later on. But, I mean, unless, of course, she does something first to break my heart. Like, I don't know. She could still be seducing us, playing the long game. I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, she is a succubus, and succubuses are masters of this kind of thing, so who knows for sure. But, yeah, we are done with this episode. That's it for this episode. And in the next episode, we will probably do Woljif's companion quest and go around Lucianira and use Dimension Door on all the stuff. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.